Hello everyone, welcome back to Knit Crow Addict channel. Today I'm gonna show you how to crochet this basic boot cuff. This pattern is very easy to make. It's great for beginner. I also have free written pattern. It's available on my blog, but if you prefer the PDF printable version, it's available for purchase on my Etsy and my Ravelry store. And I will put all the links in the description below. I hope you enjoy! Here is the materials that I use for this project. And for this project, I use Line Brand Touch of Alpaca. And it is size 4 medium weight yarn. In each ball have 207 yards or 190 meters. And this is 90% acrylic and 10% alpaca. Here is the color that I use. And you can use any kind of yarn you like. Whatever yarn you have at home, you can use it. And I will tell you exactly how you can do it to fit your own leg. Okay? And crochet hook, size 5 millimeters. Scissors and yarn needle. Before we start, I just wanna talk about this pattern a little bit. For this pattern, it's very easy to make, and you can make any kind of yarn you have at home, and you can make for everybody. It's very easy. So we're gonna make the chain this way, and then we're gonna crochet this way. The chain that you make gonna be the length of your boot cup, and the rows you make gonna be circumference of your boot cuff. Okay, and at the end we will join this together. That's it, very easy. And this side is fit most women, the side that I'm gonna show you in this video tutorial. So the length is about almost 7 inches tall, and if you want shorter, you make less chain, and if you want taller, you make more chain. Very easy. And the rows you make, like I said, gonna be circumference of your boot cuff. So for this one, the circumference is about 8.14 inches circumference. And keep that in mind, this stitch is very stretchy. The circumference that I just give you is before stretch out. So it can stretch out a lot, as you can see here. Alright. And if you want bigger, add more rows. If you want smaller, like if you make for a baby, make less row. That's it. Very easy, right? And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy making this project, and let's get started. Okay, I'm gonna start off with a slip knot. You can use any method you prefer for making a slip knot. Here's what I like to do. And then I'm gonna chain 35 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm gonna keep making the chain until I have 35 chains. And I will be back. Make sure to make your chain loosely. Okay, I have 35 chains here. Yes, what it looks like. And if you want shorter boot cup, make less chain. And if you want a longer boot cup, feel free to add more chain. It's gonna be the length this way. Okay. Alright, for me 35 chains. And row 1, I'm gonna make slip stitch into the second chain from the hook here. And I always like to insert my hook into the little bump on the back of the chain. And you also can insert your hook into the normal chain here as well. Whatever you prefer, I just want to tell you what I like to do. So this is the first chain, this is the second chain. I'm gonna insert my hook into the second chain from the hook, right into the little bump on the back here. Into the hook there. Pull up a loop and pull it through. Alright, this is my first slip stitch in row 1. And now if you like, you can place the stitch marker into the first stitch as well, so you can see where is the first stitch. You don't have to do that if you think you can see. All right, this is a little difficult to see the normal rows because of the how this slip stitch work, but it doesn't matter really. All right, so now I just gonna make one slip stitch into each chain across. Next chain here, I'm gonna make slip stitch, and again I like to insert my hook into the little bump on the back of the chain here. Let me point out real quick. So this is the normal chain, right? And if you turn on the back, you will see the little bump on the back of the chain right here. Here is the little bump on the back of the next chain. Here is the little bump on the back of the next chain, the next one, and the next. Okay, I'm gonna insert my hook into the next bump here, and then pull up a loop and pull it through, and repeat that. Insert the hook into the next chain, pull up a loop and pull it through. Just make slip stitch into the next chain, and slip stitch into the next chain, slip stitch into the next chain. When you make a slip stitch, make sure you don't make it too tight, because the next row it'll be difficult to insert your hook into. Make sure to make kind of loose but not too loose. Alright, so I insert my hook into the next chain and make a slip stitch. See, I pull it up a little bit so it's not too tight. Okay, keep making one slip stitch into each chain across, and I will be back when I reach the end of row 1. I'm at the end of row 1 here, and I have 34 slip stitches. Here's what it looks like so far. Okay, and for row 2, we're gonna chain 1 and turn. Or you can turn first and chain, doesn't matter. And then the chain 1 never count as a stitch. And we're gonna make a fun loop slip stitch into each stitch across. So I'm gonna show you first. Here is the first stitch, okay? Here is both loop, but we're just gonna insert the hook into the fun loop only. This is the fun loop. So this is the next stitch, both loop. And again, we always gonna go into the fun loop only. Okay, this is the next fun loop. This is the next fun loop. That's what we're gonna insert the hook into and make a slip stitch. Okay, here after a chain 1 and turn, I'm gonna make slip stitch into the first stitch, right into fun loop only. See, I insert the hook into the first fun loop, pull up a loop and pull it through. This is the first slip stitch on row 2, and then repeat that into each stitch across. So I insert my hook into the next fun loop here, pull up a loop and pull it through. Repeat that. I insert the hook into the next fun loop, pull up a loop and pull it through. Again, make sure you don't make it too tight. I repeat that. Insert the hook into the next fun loop, pull up a loop and pull it through. Repeat that. Insert the hook into the next fun loop, pull up a loop and pull it through. Alright, just keep making fun loop slip stitch into each stitch across. Alright, I will meet you guys back in when I reach the end of row 2 here. Here's what it looks like so far. On this side, here is on this side. Alright, I will be back. I'm at the end of row 2 here. And here's what it looks like. And I have the same 34 slip stitches. Make sure to count your stitches. I don't want you to increase or decrease by accident. Okay, so for row 3 to row 55, I'm gonna repeat row 2. And if you use different yarn or you make different size, you just repeat row 2. And at the end, make sure before you cut the yarn that this circumference will fit your leg or whatever someone else's leg that you're making for. Okay? And keep that in mind, this stitch is fairly stretchy. So when you try it on, make sure to stretch as well. And if you want looser than this, you can adding more rows. For me, 55 rows is perfect. That's what I like. Alright, I'm gonna show you one more row, which is row 3. And like I said, just repeat row 2. So we're gonna chain 1 and turn and make one fun loop slip stitch into each stitch across. So this is the first stitch here. I'm gonna insert my hook into the first stitch, right into fun loop only, like that. Okay, pull up a loop and make slip stitch. This is my first slip stitch on row 3. And just repeat that. Insert the hook into the next stitch here, right into the fun loop only, like that. And then pull up a loop and pull through. Repeat that. Insert the hook into the next stitch, fun loop only. Pull up a loop and pull through. Insert the hook into the next stitch, fun loop only. Pull up a loop and pull through. Very easy. Just keep repeat that. Just repeating row 2. Here's what it looks like so far. Okay, keep repeating row 2 over and over. For me, like I said, I'm gonna make 55 rows. And then I will be back when I'm at the end of row 55. Good luck and take your time. Okay, now I have 55 rows here. This is the end of row 55 and I already cut my yarn. You need to cut the yarn, make sure to have a long tail enough to sew this end together. And you can use any method you prefer. If you're gonna use slip stitch for join, you don't have to cut the yarn. And I'm gonna use my yarn needle to sew. So I already cut my yarn here. I leave about 18 inches long tail. You don't need that much long, but I always like to have extra. Alright, this is the end of row 55 here. And after I cut the yarn, I'm just gonna pull the yarn out. Alright, and then next, I'm gonna sew this end together. I'm gonna use my yarn needle. So I have my yarn needle here. Insert my tail in my yarn needle. And you can sew this side or this side, totally up to you. It's no wrong side or right side. Whatever you prefer. Alright. So my tail come from this way. I'm gonna fold this boot cuff together and I'm gonna start sewing. Use any method you prefer. So my tail come from this. I will call this the front, and then I'm gonna insert my needle into the back. I'm gonna go both loop like that, okay? And bring it out. And then I'm gonna insert into the same stitch, the first stitch, one more time, just to kind of like lock the yarn. Alright, this is the first stitch here. And first stitch there, like that. And then I go into the next stitch here. And then next stitch there, like that. And bring it out. and then next stitch here, next stitch there, and bring it out. That's what I'm gonna sew back and forth. Make sure you don't sew too tight or too loose. And next stitch here, and next stitch there. Next stitch here, and next stitch there. Next stitch here, and next stitch there, like that. Next stitch here, and next stitch there. Okay, here's what it looks like so far. I'm gonna keep sewing back and forth until I reach the end here. And here's what it looks like on this side, and here's what it looks like on the other side. Whatever side you choose can be the right side or wrong side, totally up to you. And for me, it doesn't matter. Alright, I'm gonna keep sewing, make sure it's not too tight or too loose. I will be back when I reach the end here. Okay, now I sew all along here until I reach the end. And next, you just need to whip the end. So I'm just gonna hide my tail, whip the end. Fairly easy, right? Hide the tail. That's it. Make sure it's stick here, and then you trim this tail, and you need to hide this tail as well, and trim the tail, and you're done. Very easy. And you need two of these exactly the same. So I have one right here. It's in my boot here. I just want to show you. It's very nice. I love it. And yeah, you can wear it like this, or you can wear it like this as well. Very nice. See, like that. I love it. I hope you do too. I love this stitch. It's very stretchy, as you can see here. Very nice. Alright, congratulations guys. I hope you enjoy making this boots cuff. If you do, please give this video a thumb up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. I will see you next video. Bye bye.